Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? I hope you had a great Saturday. And today we are going to be doing the first installment of Ask Sherlock. There was plenty of questions sent by you, the community members, and we are going to be taking a look at as many of them as we can. Hello Mikan, hello Black Lockhart, how are you guys doing? I'll wait a second before we go into the presentation I prepared for the questions you guys sent in. It's nothing special, it's just mostly pointers for me and for you to have context about what I'm saying, or if I say something that is not easily understandable, you have it written on the screen, so it should be better for everyone. How am I? I'm doing great. How are you? Thanks for asking, and I'm glad you're doing great. I'm fine. I can't complain. My hands are always an issue, but everything is working towards improvement, so I'd say fine. Okay. Greetings, Miguel. How you doing? Let's add some music to the background. How about, let me think. How about this? Is that good? Is the volume fine? Is it too loud? I'm happy because I finally got 48k parsing. Nice. I feel weird because of a dream I had. Oh damn, I hope it was nothing bad. How are your hands? Yeah, so here's the thing. Let me get rid of my chewing gum and I'll update you guys on my hand situation. Okay, so before we go into the questions, a little update on my health situation, more precisely my hands. So Friday I went to therapy and I told the therapist that the pain has been more intense lately, but it has moved. It's not in the same area that it was before. So what was explained to me is that because I have nerve damage that starts on my neck and goes down to my hands, the fact that it's now further along the arm, so before it was to the tip of my fingers, now it's about half of my forearm, it's an improvement. It means that the damage is receding, so that's good. The issue about the pain is probably because my muscles on my back are very contracted again, and there is a little bit of inflammation of the nerves, probably because of strain, because of work and stuff like that. So it's quote-unquote normal. Situation is improving, but it's a bad period in pain-wise because of the contraction on my muscles and the inflammation of the nerves. Hello, Parwa. How you doing? Okay, now let's get into the questions you guys sent. Oh, that worked. I was afraid that wouldn't work the first time. Perfect. I honestly don't know. On one hand, I'm not making a pun there, but yeah, as I was saying, on one hand, I need rest, but on the other hand, I just don't know how much rest is good enough, because I have been very cautious with what I do and everything, and it's I don't know, it's turning me crazy, to be honest, but it's part of the process, I guess. Yeah, my neck is a little bit contracted again, so that's in pain again, which is making my arms hurt again. But let's move on. Okay, guys. So, doctor recommend to do some yoga? No, I cannot. That would be. I have to be very careful with how I stretch, and it's a very complicated situation. But yeah, okay. First question. So, community member asks, how impactful is Kisaki to Toki's performance? Kisaki, how necessary is Kisaki to Toki in tournament difficulty? Is Toki this should be viable, but I just copied the questions as they were sent, so I'll fix that. Is Toki viable in other content like Grand Assault outside of Torment Hieronymus? I hope you get better soon. Thank you. It's improving. That's the important part. Slowly but surely it's improving. Does her bond gear address her weaknesses? Oh, don't worry, Porwa, don't worry. Mine is not perfect either. Is the rumor that saying peace when her EX activates increases her damage by 30%? Obviously that last one is a joke, but let's start answering this question. So, for the first question, yes, Kisaki is indeed very beneficial to Toki. Because Toki has defense ignore, she gets a lot of value from buffs besides attack. So when you have a character like Kisaki that gives EX damage, I'm 200% serious about the last question. Don't worry, there is an answer for that too. But yeah, Toki gets a lot of value from other buffs like effectiveness and EX damage because she already has good raw damage thanks to her defense ignore that is built into her kit. When it comes to potential uses, when the terrain is urban, she has bonus, and Hina has bad terrain when it's urban, opening a chance for her to be used. Because Toki has elastic armor, she never has an armor issue. So, for example, Peroro Grand Assault, Bina Grand Assault, and Kurokage Grand Assault could be good scenarios for Toki, as long as the terrain is urban. Otherwise, I don't know. It would be a little bit of a stretch, to be honest. Why these three? Because they have high defense, which makes Toki more effective against these compared to other options. For the third question, does her bond gear fix her issues? Yeah, but no. Toki, one of her biggest issues is that she's made of paper and she is a middle striker. So it's hard to keep her safe. However, the fact that now she can cycle her aviation so quickly and she has triggers of her normal skill on entering and exiting and on cooldown, she deals a lot of damage. She has a really good flow now. So in terms of flow and rotations, Toki has been fixed in my opinion. And now we are going to go into the comparison before and after to see her normal skill before and after the bond gear, okay? Why Kisaki buff better than crit or attack? Because math about EX damage. So it's not that it's better, it's that Toki benefits a lot from damage that does not interface with the enemy defense, to put it in a way. Now we're going to look at the Toki bond gear. Hello Murati, how you doing? Glad to have you here. So the thing with Toki is that she can benefit a lot from attack. She can benefit a lot from crits. But, for example, effectiveness, how does it work? For those who do not know how effectiveness work is, you have an enemy with light armor. When you attack it with explosive damage, it will take 200% damage. If you have, that's your base effectiveness, okay? When you add an effectiveness buff, that multiplier will be added to the base effectiveness. So for example, Toki gets 30.8% from her bond gear, so her damage now will be 230.8% against light armor enemies. Because she does not interface with 60% of the enemy armor, she benefits a lot more from having a higher base multiplier than a higher attack, because she doesn't really care about the defense. Attack interfaces with defense, and she's ignoring most of it. That's why she benefits a lot more. Crit, it's so good on her, obviously. Crit damage on higher base multiplier, amazing, so you can use crit. That's why, for example, you could use Kisaki and Ako on Toki, or Kisaki and Nier Fuka, even though I don't like using Fuka with Toki, but that's another story. Now, without the bond gear, Toki's normal skill do every 35 seconds. She deals that 778% damage to one enemy. If she's in her aviation, she will deal that damage ignoring part of the defense, 60%. With the bond gear, the damage goes up to 910%. Let me add some background music. Okay, so her damage will go up to 910%, which is 132 more damage. The next time, when she exits aviation, the next time you use any EX skill. Oh, hello Martin, how you doing? Doing a second video stream? I figured you covered everything yesterday. Yeah, I covered everything about the 4th anniversary speculation in the survey, but today it's the Ask Sherlock stream. I don't know if we will use all 2 hours on it, but this is really good one. Bond Gear 2 makes her EX card come faster, so rotation is smoother. Yeah, so as I was saying, when she exits aviation, the next time you use any skill, her EX card will pop up, so she will skip the queue. On top of that, when she gets into aviation, she will trigger her normal again, so you have one on exiting or 35 seconds. Then you have one on entering or 35 seconds. And if she's in the aviation, she will deal the damage ignoring the enemy defense, and she will buff herself for 30 seconds for 30.8% more effectiveness, which is crazy. I won't be able to chat much, but I'll be listening. Okay. So, if we want to see the comparison breakdown, her bond gear gives her 132% more damage on her normal, additional triggers, so it will trigger a lot more often, explosive effectiveness if she's in aviation mode, and smoother rotations because she will go back into aviation faster, so because she will be queue skipping. I still don't know which character buff debuff can be stuck, like when debuff Maki and Swimsuit Kana debuffs can stack, but Swimsuit Kana and Swimsuit Shiroko can be stuck. So the bond gear increases the damage dealt. Yes, exactly, queue skipping. Okay, I did a video explaining buff and debuff stacking, but since you're here, I'll take a second to explain it. It's not really that hard. Let me see if I can find the original image I made. It was a funny one. Let me see if I still have it. Let me see if I have my chart for buffs and debuffs somewhere. Maybe, oh, not that window, this window. I know it's the TFS guys, exactly. It's in the TFS guide, but since we are here, let me see if I can find it. Wait a second. How can I search the stuff I made? So only when active, the 2 EX cost to go into the robot from that Toki can, yes, exactly. So what the bond gear allows you to do is to go back into aviation a lot faster, because the card will pop up again. One of the biggest issues that Toki had is the clunkiness of her kit, because after you exit aviation, it would take a full rotation to go back into it, and Toki without aviation is really weak. So having the ability to Q skip, it's really good. Okay, so I cannot find the chart, so I'll just explain it like this, and I hope you will understand it anyways. So buffs can be divided in 3 categories, okay? Aura, instant, and self. Buffs will stack if they come from different sources or if they are from different types. So for example, if you have a buff that comes from an EX skill, it will stack with another buff that comes from a normal skill or a sub skill, for example. However, if you have two buffs that come from an EX skill, they will not stack if both are instant. For example, Himari and Kotama, they will override each other. And remember that the override works on not by power, but by recency. So if you apply Kotama on top of Himari, you will override the Himari buff with Kotama, losing a lot of power. However, if you have a buff that is from an EX skill, for example is Himari, which is instant, and a buff that comes from an EX skill but is an aura effect, for example Swimsuit Hoshino, they will stack together because they are different types of buffs. For example, also, self buffs, like the ones from Shiroko Terror, will stack with other buffs, like auras and instant buffs. When it comes to debuffs, is more or less the same. In the example you gave, Kana and Shiroko do not stack because both come from EX skills. However, Maki debuff and Kana debuff come from different sources. Maki comes from her normal skill, I think, or her sub skill, one of those two. And Kana comes from her EX skill. So they are different sources and they will stack. Is that understandable, or do you still have any doubts? So she's still a glass cannon, but her rotation feels good to play now. Swimsuit Amy, a small attack buff, overrides Kotama, right? Swimsuit Amy... wait. No, Swimsuit Amy... Swimsuit Amy has an attack buff? What? Maki, normal skill, yeah. Let me see. No, wait. Swimsuit Amy, yeah. Her buff is instant, so yeah, you should not use Swimsuit Amy buff after Kotama or Himari. You have to be very careful with that. You get it now? I'm glad. Can Ako stack her crit buffs with Dress Ako? No, because they are both instant buffs. Toki now is able to finish the boss before she dies, so she will do her job as a battle mate. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Amy shield plus attack buff. Yes, we cooking and eating. Hi everyone. Hello, Bodoka. How you doing? How you doing? And I keep switching the windows that I don't need to switch. Happy to help. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask. Okay, continuing. Investment recommendations, UE40 plus 2 T2 bond gear minimum. DPS need all the investment they can get, so if you can get her to UE50, that's better, but UE40 should get you there as long as you have the bond gear. And the double piece victory voice line remains OP. So if you believe in your heart that saying peace peace will give you more damage, maybe it will work. I cannot guarantee it, but it's very OP. I just noticed you have the Aruna Plana overlay set over the chat box. Oh wait, no, that's weird. I have the chat box on top of the board according to OBS. That's really weird. Huh. Why is it covering? Chat box is here. Oh, wait. Try now, guys. I think now you will be visible. Okay. So the verdict is Toki Bond Gear improves her performance a lot by adding damage, buffs, additional triggers, and Q skipping. However, she remains very frail, and her defense ignore oh wait. Yeah, and her defense, my dyslexia showing, reading its face again. And competing with Hina should be competing with Hina. Remains a matter of terrain and enemy defense. Okay, perfect. Toki better than swimsuit Nonomi with the Kisaki. If we take Kisaki out of the equation, yes, she's still better than swimsuit Nonomi against Hieronymus. Because of Torment, Hieronymus has a good bit of defense, so Toki is better there. If terrain is urban and we have high defense enemies, Toki is not only a great alternative, but may even outperform Hina. Nonomi is really good against TFS. I think Toki now is about a 9 out of 10. She's really excellent now. Her bond gear was a really good addition. I mean, Kisaki doesn't do much for Nonomi, doesn't she? No, Kisaki doesn't do much for Nonomi. Kisaki is much better pairing with Toki. Nonomi benefits none from Kisaki after you cast her EX for the first time. So the initial burst of damage she shoots benefits from Kisaki, but all the additional fire she gets does not. Kintasad skipped Toki and only got Nagisa last run. I learned about overwriting buffs like UE EX also gives. Yeah, she also overwrites Himari, so be careful with that. Yeah, that's what I mean. I know Kisaki. Yeah, okay. Nonomi is an auto attacker, exactly. Kisaki plus Toki, Summer Nonomi plus Himari, exactly. I thought Toki one up Nonomi because she only could benefit from Kisaki. No, she outclasses Nonomi because of her defense ignore. Okay, next question. Community member asks, which special character are good to invest other than the meta specials that are used everywhere? I had to tweak this question a little bit, but that's the essence of what was asked. So, we all know the big four. Himari, Ako, Fuka, and Kisaki. They are used everywhere, either in pairs or 1+1 special that shines in the specific scenario. Okay? I have Toki and Nagisa for so long, I forgot they are limited characters. Yeah. When it comes to specials outside the big four, we can divide them in two categories, specialists and fillers. Let's get some music on the background again. Not that one. How about this one? Okay. Thank you, Sherlock. You put a lot of effort into answering my question. I'm glad I could help. I find this really fun. So okay, so as I was saying, we have specialists and fillers. Specialists are those specials that are meta in specific scenarios. For example, Minori and Nagisa in Gregorius and Hibiki in PvP. Specialists are characters that shine a lot in 1 or 2 places max, and they are meta to the point that the big four are paired with them, but they do not completely replace them. When it comes to fillers, they offer value in scenarios we need multiple teams, and they can provide with adequate utility. While they are not meta, they have broadly defined uses. Some may look like they are meta because some fillers are popular, because we know they are very efficient at filling the role we need them to fill. So they are more popular and people may think, oh, they are meta. They are not meta, they are just very efficient fillers. You could do it with someone else, but it could be less efficient. So that's why they are more popular and they look like they are meta, even though they are not. For me, a meta character is defined not only because of its power, but because of its versatility. Himari, for example, can be used everywhere. She's not tied to one type of content or one type of team or one type of character. She's meta because she's always good. Same goes for Ako, Fuka, and Kisaki. They are just good everywhere. Some examples of fillers are Kipao Tomoe, Onsen Nodoka, and Swimsuit Shizuko. Kipao Tomoe was a very efficient way to fill a team in Torment Kaiten because of her ability to pull enemies together. Onsen Nodoka, it's a very popular healer. In some scenarios, she could be one of the most popular healers as a filler. I personally have her on one of my accounts and I still don't use her. I just don't use her because I have other healers built and I don't see the need of spending resources on Nodoka. That's why she's a filler and not a meta character. I could be more efficient using her, yes, but I don't need to. And Swimsuit Shizuko is another good example of a filler, because if you are out of luck and you don't have, for example, a character to move your characters around to dodge in Ghost or Shirokuro, Swimsuit Shizuko may give you a hand, but you don't always want to use her. If you have Track Yuka to fill the repositioning role, you are better off freeing the special slot from Shizuko and giving that slot to one of the big four. That's why these characters are filler. They are not meta, but they can help you out when you need them to. TFS and Chokma created scenarios for a wider variety of specials that can be used. Since we are deploying 4 specials, the big 4 overlap between them. Shizuku is an incredibly good filler option. Yes, she is. And as I was saying, in restriction release or limit break, we can use 4 specials. And because Himari overlaps with Kisaki and with Swimsuit Shiroko in terms of Axel, we don't really want to run them all together. We want to round up our formation and have a good variety of benefits. And because of the mechanics of these encounters, we have to deploy different specials. For example, in Chogma, using characters that deploy cover are really good. Now, how do I pick my fillers? And this is the criteria I follow to do it. So this can serve as a guideline for you two guys. Chizuku is still the second best shielder. Yeah, she's pretty great. She's also a great option to be filled. Man, Ansel Nodoka very good in escort, JFD, during her, thanks to her long uptime with her healing. Yes, but keep in mind that her healing may have a good uptime, but it can be very random because she throws different amount of healing. And in my case, I prefer using Hanae, which is more potent healing. It has less uptime, but is a lot more potent. And is a stable, is unstable is unstable output. Don't blame me, it's their fault, man. Okay, so what's my criteria to pick a filler? First, I look at the strikers I have and the boss. Then I look for specials that can provide the required utility and that you can't get or don't want to get from your strikers. The red, I don't think I have that OST. Let me see if I have it. The marching PRST. Which one is that one? I don't know what that one is. I have them numbered. I don't have them with names, so I don't necessarily know that one. Is that one the... Is that the one from the Red Winter Academy? Let me see if I have it. But meanwhile, that folder loads. So an example of this, and this is not the best example, but it's one that can be fairly clear. Let's say you're doing Shirokuro. In Shirokuro, you can dodge part of the skills and you can block part of the skills. So let's say I don't have track Yuka and I need someone to dodge. In that case, I could feel Summer Shizuko, so she can move my characters around. And you'll see when he plays for us. Let me see if I have it though. I don't know if I have it. Mary Blue maybe? Nope. I don't think I have that one. I would need to go to find it. But the idea is that when you pick a filler, you try to identify what mechanic is the one you want to face. And then after that, you say, okay, can I do this with a striker? If the answer is yes, you ideally want to do it with the striker so you can fill that slot with one of the big four. If the answer is no, then you pick that special that can help you do the mechanic. Fillers should fill the gaps. So whether it's providing buffs, additional damage, survivability or utility, you should aim to pick your fillers to fill what you're missing. Try picking a filler that overlaps with another character is a waste. So for example, characters that can be good filler alternatives will depend on what content you're trying to clear. If you're trying to do Torment Bina, maybe you will need characters that can provide you with defense reduction against Bina, or I don't know, buffs if you need more buffs, shields if you need shields to defend yourself from certain skills. This one. Okay, Okay, found Dusty, you want the black lock card. I hope it's not too loud. Study raid mechanic first, then pick... Exactly. First you have to identify the issue, and then you pick the character that will help you solve that issue. That's how picking fillers work. Yeah. That should be better. Okay, one example of a good filler is Kotama. Can you hear me now? It should be... Okay, volume balance now, perfect. Kotama, for example, is really popular on high tiers of TFS. It's a little loud, your voice is getting drowned. It's better there? Okay. Kotama, I think it's a really good character to talk about in the context of TFS, because her buff has a really small area and it has a smaller value compared to that of Guide Tsubaki. However, why Kotama is more popular than Guide Tsubaki? Well, Kotama has an attack debuff. So in a way, she also gives us more survivability, because our characters will be taking less damage. The good part about it is that she provides it without being invasive. We don't need to interact with Kotama to get that debuff. She will apply it on cooldown and it will improve our survivability. Also, because her EX is pretty cheap, we can smooth out our rotations and always be ready to, for example, break the bubble, or to move our characters away from the pillars, or heal the pillars if we need. So Kotama wins on efficiency against Guide Tsubaki, even though she may have smaller values and a smaller area, she wins in efficiency. TFS hits hard, so Kotama debuff helps a lot, exactly. Okay, I have this one duped. In short, when it comes to investing on special characters outside the Big Four, the best way to go about it is to find those that are a specialist, like Minori, or special that can help you fill the gaps in high difficulty content. I think that's the way to do it. Yeah, I haven't made a playlist, so music will be going and coming. Let's see. Oh, I know what the best OST in the game, obviously. No, not this one. This one. Best OST in the game, no questions asked. And let me add a couple more just to get the stuff going. This one and maybe this one, and let's say one more OST. Hinel 2D? No, this one is... Thanks for answering my question. You're welcome. I'm happy that... I hope that helped. Let's see. Oh, I know what OST I want. No, wait, it is this one? Okay. Binero, really good at GFD, hit count, but sadly limited banner. Just set BA OST to random, so you don't have to put new song every time. I have downloaded many of the OSTs on my PC, so I'm playing them from my PC, so I don't waste my connection and the stream goes better. But I forgot to make a playlist. Okay, so community member asks. Wait, did I skip anything? No. Community member asks, how do you buff New Year Aru and Banineru? So, but seriously, you should really do something with resources. Yeah, BA should do really something about resources. They are very scarce. Also, it's weird how Guide Tsubaki has a single target heal, considering she was designed for... Yeah, at this point they are holding back on us enjoying the game. Yeah, they have improved the rewards and the acquisition of rewards, but there is still room to improve, and I hope they will keep improving it. Okay, so we know that bond gears are the only way we have to improve characters that have already been released. So let's talk about how could I make these characters bond gear so they are better. When it comes to New Year Aru, I would make her normal skill be on a cool... I could put her normal skill on 25 seconds timer. I could make her normal skill bounce around like her EX skill, so a little bit like what they did with Hibiki. Hibiki normal skill used to be one mortar shot that hit a small area, and they modified it so it's exactly like her EX skill on a cooldown. So what I would like to see is that on Aru. Then I would make her normal skill grant her 3 bad deed seeds on activation, because one of the big problems with Aru is that her cost is very punishing, and building up the bad deed seeds takes time, which slows down the rotations even more. But if we can build up the seeds faster, the cost is less punishing, because when you have 6 seeds, you pay 6, but you get back 4.7 cost. So if you can get the seeds faster, Aru would be a lot more usable. It wouldn't be so punishing to use her. Have they actually ever changed normal skill timing? Yeah, I think they have reduced the cooldown on skills. I think so. Let me check. I remember there was one that went down by 5 seconds if I recall correctly. But I could be remembering this wrong. You think so too? Yeah. I don't remember who though. I'm pretty sure there was one that went down by like 5 seconds. Was it Aru? No. I can't remember who, but I'm pretty certain that there was one. Who? I can't remember. If I remember, I'll let you know. I think so too, yeah. I will go Google it. Okay, thank you, Porwa. Okay. Leave it to me. I look through them. We'll let you know if I find one. Okay, perfect. I'll count on you guys for that. Okay, so back on topic. Wait a second. That's better. Now the chat pops up a little bit more. So as I was saying, one of the issues is that her EX, I mean her bad deed seeds build up too slow, and her normal skill is not very good as it is right now, so making it like Hibiki and cloning her EX and also giving her more seeds would fix her issues, in my opinion. When it comes to Banineru, other than the evasion boost, I would give her either self-healing or a shield at around 200% of her healing, which is half of her EX multiplier. The thing with Banineru is that she has to jump in the battle in the middle of the enemies to fight with her EX. That puts her in a big disadvantage, and her shield, while is strong, is not amazing, and the evasion boost she gets, it's good, but when you are in the heat of things, if you don't time her evasion boost with her EX, you will be in trouble. So giving her the ability to self-heal, maybe if you give her healing, it would need to be a lot less than 200%, because that's a lot. Maybe 80% or 100% of her healing stat. But if you give her a shield, that would be a lot better. It would improve her survivability a lot. And she being a tank, you don't care about the damage she deals, but you need her to stay alive. So I think that either giving her more sustain through healing or more survivability through an extra shield would be great for her. Okay, community member asks, vanilla units like Shiroko, Serika, Izumi and Asuna, do they still have a place in the current state of the game? And on topic of potential buffs, what could help Alice? Okay, Shiroko used to be fairly popular on Kaiten FX Phase 2 to break the shield, but with the release of Bunny Toki, which is the best bunny, no questions asked, and Nagisa, which is the best team maker, no questions asked, Shiroko got completely replaced. Isn't Banineru damage decent in PvP? Not enough for modern meta, I guess. She was never meta, she was more of an experiment. To be honest, I never used Banineru, and every time I saw a team with Banineru, I know it was an easy win in PvP, so take that as you may. Okay, continuing. Love this song, yeah. Karin is the best. Toki is the best bunny, mate. I'm not budging on that. Okay, so can she still be used? Not in Torment. And is there places for her? Not currently. The issue with Shiroko is that she is really a victim of early implementation. She's one of the oldest characters in the game, she's part of the vanilla roster, and she was also one of the first characters to receive the Bond Gear. The issue is that when they released the Bond Gears at the beginning, they were fairly tame, they were afraid of buffing a character too much, so her Bond Gear really doesn't help her a lot, or at all. So I don't think Shiroko will be seeing any resurgence anytime soon. Serika, Izumi and Asuna suffer pretty much the same fate. Asuna still has a chance to improve because she doesn't have a Bond Gear, but the three have one issue in common, their armor type. They all have light armor, which means that in TFS they are useless, and that could have been a good mode for them. Yeah, when we look at Torment, Shield Breakers, there is also Marina, who is a tank, and Neru, who is farmable. Exactly. Best bunny is Bunny Koyuki. They are afraid of releasing her because she's very cute, maybe. Izumi has using Wakamo though. I have never seen her being using Wakamo. Maybe, like... Okay guys, so here's the thing. There is people that use off-meta picks. However, whenever Izumi was using Red Wakamo, maybe, I don't know, but as far as I'm concerned, I use her in Wakamo, okay, but I think it's still an exception, guys. I don't think that it was that popular. She's a good auto-attacker for Phase 2, but there are more good auto-attackers for Phase 2. There is plenty. Izumi stuns are crazy. the thing is that there is plenty of auto-attackers, guys. Izumi is not that impressive, and the issue is, she was popular, I think, only in Red Wakamo. I don't know, guys. In my opinion, it could have been just because of the terrain. Honestly, terrain can help a lot, so I don't know. Okay, but let's move on. Alice. Oh my god, Alice. Both her maid version and her regular version have been hell to use for me. When it comes to buffing Alice, I think that what she needs is either Mystic Effectiveness or Defense Ignore, because her output is very unstable, so giving her some certainty would be better, in my opinion, so that's what I could give her. But I don't know, I don't think there is much that can be done. I'm not that creative in this case. It's hard to know because I see her stats, I see what her kit does and everything, and it's hard to see what could I give her to balance her without breaking her. So yeah. I was grinding regular Alice and realized that Battle Hoshin outclassed her so bad I might not even bring her out. Yeah, exactly, also Battle Hoshino is just so much better. I like her as a character, even if they don't do much for her character. Whatever she has is great for me. I love her bad taste in music and parody of Justin Bieber. What? Maybe having her basic skill give her normal armor, just to make her that she can survive Peroro phase change? I don't know. It's hard. Having armor swapping in the game would be really hard. I don't know how that could work. There is no character that armor swaps currently. Talking about Izumi? Yeah, no, I got that you were talking about Izumi. I just didn't... I was not aware about her bad taste in music. Okay, community member asks, Cheerleader Hibiki, cutest character in the game, EX skill applies 2 minutes of damage over time. If you were an excellent developer, what kind of content could you create to utilize this skill effectively? In my opinion, Chogma could be a good scenario for her. The issue is that that's unlikely to happen because, based on experience, TFS has only had 2 different armor types that rotate each season, and Chogma has already released its 2 armor types, so it's complicated. I don't think that's gonna happen. If I were to create new content, it's also hard, because on one hand, you cannot create content that overlaps with other content, because right now Chogma is the dot boss, so having another dot boss would be weird. But at the same time, Limit Break Battle, it's the place for high cost students, because we have more Axel, we have a bigger bar, so it's really hard. It's really hard to know. Cuter than regular Hibiki? I mean, that's a very hard question. I don't have Izumi yet, but I think you wanted to say bad taste in food. I think she's fear among mobs for her torture methods, which is making the person listening playlists and repeat. It's deadly. Hibiki cheerleader over base Hibiki? Man, I don't know. Mikan, are you sure you're not talking about Susumi? I think you're talking about Susumi, Mikan. Hello, Kubio, how you doing? Good Hibiki deal that much damage on Chogma anyway, since her strength is also the big AoE and being able to hit so many characters. Well, Hibiki attack stat is massive. So her dot is very strong. The issue is that the tick rate of her dot is not amazing. It's on the slow side. So yeah. I don't know. I don't think she would be meta in Chogma, but I think she could be fairly good there. But it's hard to know. I wish there was more content in which we could use her, but it's really hard. I have used her in JFD. She was very strong in one JFD. Okay, community member asks, why don't people use certain specials, for example Bunny Akane, Kaede in TFS, Hare, Yoshimi, or Kanna? I feel what gives Cheerleader Hibiki back is that for some reason Reijo EX does not boost Hibiki. Well, Reijo only interacts with Poison and Chill. She doesn't interact with Burn, for example, either. Reijo is a very specific character. She aggravates Poison and Chill damage. So, for example, Momoi, Meru, they do not get any benefits from Reijo either. Speaking of Chogma, does Swimsuit Iori survive it? She has bad armor, right? She dies. She dies. Okay. Reijo not buffing burn damage sucks. It makes sense, and we will talk about that in a bit, but let's talk about Bunny Akane. So, Bunny Akane has a very unique sub-skill. As far as I can remember, is the only character that offers attack specifically for Mystic allies. Kana has the penetrating version of this sub-skill, but on the Mystic category, Bunny Akane is the only one that gives attack for Mystic allies. However, the value is fairly low, is 7% more than the regular attack sub-skill. On the other hand, her EX skill does decent damage, but being an AoE that is virtually single target is not that good. So that's another issue. The other issue is that she doesn't compare well to her competition. New Year Akari offers a bigger buff through effectiveness, which also can stack with attack sub-skills, which you will not do anyways, but it can stack. So having a character with no utility, low value, makes her really hard to get a niche. That's why no one uses Bunny Akane, because comparatively, she just doesn't fit the bill. Kaede has very small duration on her shields, being only 16 seconds, which means that if you had a wrong rotation or bad timing, the chills will expire before you can do anything about it. And even if you have good timing, you will want to renew her chills on every rotation because they expire so quickly. So Kaede is very inconvenient to use because you need to fit her on every rotation, making your rotations more expensive. You have to keep in mind that usually unless you're using Himari, Ako, Babs that are really strong, you don't want your utility to be part of every rotation. For example, if you're using a childer, you want a child that lasts for 30 seconds, so you can do 2 rotations before you renew it. If you're using for example, let's say Atsuko. Atsuko is a really good example of this. Her healing lasts for a really long time. So you activate on 1 rotation, and then you can have 2 rotations without renewing Atsuko. Kaede Shields is so short that you will have to make your rotations more expensive to keep renewing it. Also, the area in which she applies the shields is very small, and the animation is very clunky because it's slow. It reminds me a bit of track Haruna has the issue that before she calls characters in, there is a delay, and Kaede shields have the same issue. Before the shield is applied, there is a delay. So she's very clunky, shields expire fast, she has no utility. So yeah, Kaede, not great. Yoshimi and Kana, they have uses, contrary to the previous two. The issue is that Yoshimi in CC content can be good if you don't have strikers to do that. For example, Kayoko is better than Yoshimi for CC. Tsubaki is better for CC. Who else? Virtually anyone, because the problem with her CC is that it's very short. So her CC power is small. So yeah, it's an issue of how out of alternatives are you. If you are completely out of other choices, you will be using Yoshimi. Albany girls are kinda mid, only Karin and Toki are okay. Kaede Chill's range is surprisingly small. Kipao Tomoe has the same subskill as Bani Akane. Oh, I didn't remember that. That's a good point. Yeah, they have the same. But this is still only two characters, and Kipao Tomoe is not available in global yet. So for global, Akane is still the only one with that sub. Hari is even a better option than Yoshimi. Yeah, that's true. Hari is better than Yoshimi. So that's the issue. Yoshimi is not amazing. Yoshimi got a bond gear. That's true. Let's see. Let's compare Yoshimi. The Yoshi. Without Mario, she cannot do much, but she's trying. She's trying a lot. She's trying her best. And Hare. So, Yoshimi's bond gear increases the damage and applies a CC resistance debuff on the enemy, which is pretty good. Hare, every 30 seconds, it reduces the recovery rate of the enemy. That's amazing. So bosses, for example, will cast their EX skills slower. And it's 67.6%. She's a really good skill stopper. And it's 25 seconds long. That's a really good normal skill. God damn. Okay. Continuing. Yoshimi forces you to bring a second CC. I mean, she got her bond gear. She's still mid. I think Hare nerf healing, not cost recovery. It says recovery. The issue with Blue Archive in that sense is that recovery is used for both cost recovery and healing. So it's hard to say which one it is for certain sometimes. But considering that the name of the skill is like Survival Plan A or something like that, I think it should be like slowing down the enemy so we take less damage. But I'm not certain of it. Okay, community member asks, what do you think about Pina and Haruka? How would you buff them? And does Pina still have a place? Hare nerfs healing receive? Yeah, okay. If you both say that, I'll trust you guys. Wait a second, the ambulance is passing by. Okay, it should be far enough for the microphone not to pick up. Okay, wait a second. Let me add maybe this one, I don't know, this one maybe, and this one too. Okay, that should be enough. Continuing, Haruka. I know who asked this question. There is only one person that can ask about Haruka. Yeah, Bond Gear actually changed her to lower cost recovery. Okay, so I was right. It's cost recovery with the Bond Gear. I was reading the Bond Gear. That's why I said it's very interesting for stopping. Okay, but let's move on. Oh, if. Okay, yeah. Okay. So I was wrong. Okay, continuing. Haruka is really sturdy. Like, she can take a lot of damage. But my dyslexia showing its face again. But she lacks sustain. The issue with Haruka is that, yeah, she can take a lot of hits, but if you don't give her any healing, she will die. So what I could do with her Bond Gear is add some healing to her normal skill. Something small, like the healing that Mina receives from her EX skill is not broken, but is sufficient. Haruka could need a weaker version of that, because it's a normal skill, not an EX skill. Haruka only issues that she can maintain herself, so giving her some healing would be, I think, the perfect solution for her. I think that would fix Haruka outright. When it comes to Pina, she's an excellent auto-attacker, but her normal skill right now is virtually a dead skill, because you have to consider that you don't want that skill to trigger. It's a one-time activation healing when her HP goes low, but it has no value. So for example, having it on a 30 to 40 second cooldown and giving herself an attack buff of around 30% would give Pina more firepower without making her broken, but giving her some value on a skill that right now is virtually dead. Oh, okay. Hoshino. Okay. So there is no proc timing change. Well, Aru could be the first. It could put her in line with Hibiki. That's what I was thinking. I guess it's about the way coding works in the background. Maybe, could be. I have this 3 times. What happened here? Oh, what? Oh, it must be okay. But no shorter cooldowns. It's weird since they do make Bond Gears give all kinds of weird boosts, but no shorter cooldowns. Yeah, I think that Aru needs to go down to 25. New Year Aru needs to go down to 25. It would put her in line with Hibiki normal skill. And right now, New Year Aru does not excel in damage. So having her do damage more frequently would be great for her. 30 seconds is already good, but having it on 25 would be better in my opinion. Like a lot better. 5 seconds can make a huge difference. Okay, wait. I'm pretty sure there was one more question, but for some reason I missed that. I probably mentioned this before, but I suggest making Black overlay. Oh yeah, I forgot. Pina is just a character with really confused kid. Yeah, true. Give me a second. Why? I feel like I'm missing one question, guys. I have to be very careful here to not change the wrong window. It could lead to a lot of trouble. Oh, no, I'm not missing a question. I wanted to address something. So, on yesterday's stream, no, wait. Okay, so on yesterday's stream, I talked about new difficulty tiers versus new challenges. So someone said that I said that devs should not care about score chasers. I did not say that. I said that I do not care about score chasers, which is pretty different. But here's the thing. That person says, and it's a fair point, that score chasers are usually the whales, and not giving content to the whales could impact negatively the revenue of the game. While it is a fair point to make, I also think that is not entirely true. Most of the whales in Blue Archive are whales not because they score chase, but because they like the characters. I think making more content to use more characters would be better on the long run rather than adding new difficulty tiers, because if you have content to use more characters, you will have more whaling because people will want more characters anyways. So I don't think adding more difficulty is necessarily the way to address the whales. That's how I see it. How about a score leaderboards to JFD? That could be fun, but I don't want JFD to become a competitive game mode. Maybe you can make a leaderboard, but do not tie any rewards to it. Because JFD should be seen as a way to obtain some additional resources, rather than a way to I don't know, I don't want every game mode to have a ladder. I don't like the leaderboard, it's indirect PvP. I don't mind leaderboards, but I don't like them to be in every game mode. I don't think every game mode should be competitive. So maybe you can have it, but without any rewards to it. But that's that. Now, we have exhausted the questions that were sent by the community before the stream. So, a cafe leaderboard. I don't mean leaderboard giving rewards. Yeah. Like I said, it could be fun to have it, but but without any rewards tied to it. So yeah. I agree, having a leaderboard could be fun, also to see what people is doing. Yeah, exactly, just let people compare scores in game. They already do. Yeah, exactly, people on Discord is posting their scores and comparing, so having a leaderboard, also to see what's meta, you can learn a lot from top players, but is it necessary? No. Could it be fun? Yeah. It depends on how you look at it. Okay, so we have exhausted the questions you sent in before the stream. So now we have two options. Option 1, you ask more specific questions now, or we go play some Phoenix Wright while we keep talking about the 4th anniversary or any questions you may have. because we have our Phoenix Wright adventures on pause for now. Boss is fine because they rerun, but JFD, yeah, that's true too. I'm down for Phoenix Wright. Sherlock, important question. Do you think Rabbit Squad will get back their home? I wish. I hope so. It's a really sad, their situation. So I really hope so. Phoenix Wright works fine. Okay, so let's do Phoenix Wright. And if any questions you may have, guys, surface, we can address them. Guys taking this way, I'm eating right now, asking questions. Most serious questions. Do you think Himari can do a backflip? Man, I think Himari can do anything she wants. She's so smart that she can figure out a way to do a backflip. I'm pretty certain of that. Himari is just too smart. We don't even comprehend how smart she is. I have a pretty insane idea for BA if you want to entertain it. Okay, let me hear it. Let's hear your crazy ideas. Okay, let's see. This should be the latest save. I don't have the game on screen. I was making sure that I was on the right save. Himari can take Toki's aviation. She can do anything. Yeah, true. Wait a second. I hope I've done this right, guys. I really hope so. I'm not good at this stuff. Is it working? Is it filling the whole screen? Or is there... I think it's working. Okay, that's fine. Make the standard banner daily fridge and pool, and make rotating monthly pool of characters that you can spark for that. That could be a really good idea, actually. I like that idea. I really like that idea. Because right now, Enigma collection is something that is very bad. So having free time pools daily would be amazing. They don't even give us one free pool. Most games give you one free pool a day. But yeah. Okay. Did we go? Okay, let's see what happened. Maybe you could start by telling us what happened. Yes, of course. It seems like it only was yesterday. Actually, it was only yesterday. The cash had come down. It'd been 200 points to recruit would mean players wouldn't have to log in every day to get the spark. Yeah, we completely forgot about the standard banner. Enigma resource is going to be an even bigger issue if they add UE60. True. Yeah, Bodoka has a point. I really think we need more income on Enigma. And they could make the choice between two characters like Naru or Karin, Hibiki or Alice. I think they should pick like 5 or 10 characters and just make that like a permanent pool. It would also make it easier for newbies to gather new characters. Yeah. The cast had come down to the global studio for a run through. We went through a few action sequences at 10 that morning. There was a rehearsal scheduled for 5 in the afternoon. But when 5 afternoon came around, the staff gathered at the studio. The evil magistrate was found lying in a crumpled heap near the set. Oh. They took off his mask. I doubled the character specific enigma on repeated spooks, forcing people to use the characters to they keep getting instead of everyone building the same characters. You know what I would do? Talking about repeated spooks. Once you cap a character, whatever enigma you get for that character dupe becomes generic enigma. Because I have so many 3-star characters that are completely maxed out, and whenever I get another dupe, it feels like shit. So, converting that enigma into generic enigma would be so good, so good. And discover that it was Jack Hammer dead. He had been expertly skewered by the samurai spear. The samurai spear? Yes, it's a long spear that the steel samurai, uses as a weapon. The steel samurai. Maybe you could explain to me just what the steel samurai is. Nick, how could you say such a thing? I'm so sorry, sir. I apologize for my partner. He's new to this and a bit out of touch with the world. Do you guys think that I'm out of touch? I don't think so. Maya is being very very judgy. Who's new to this? No, it's alright, really. The Steel Samurai is the lead character in a popular kid show. He walks the streets of Neo Old Tokyo. Fighting battle after battle against the evil magistrate and his minions. Of course, he never really defeats the evil magistrate. Although, I guess he did defeat him this time. Oh man, he's crying. I see. Neo Old Tokyo, who comes up with these names? I was thinking the same thing. Who comes up with these names? Now, where were you on the day of the murder? Well, that morning I came at the studio at 9. We worked through some action scenes until noon. The rehearsal was to begin at 5, but I was a little tired. So after lunch I took a nap in my dressing room, and when I woke up it was 5. I was late for the rehearsal. Ooh. I hurried to the studio and found everyone looking in shock. They arrested me on the spot and brought me here. So the guy was not even there. Come on, the police in this game is really incompetent. So he was sleeping the entire afternoon of the murder. Some action hero. What will kids think? Sniff. Oh man. This case is gonna be hard because it's the first case we don't know who the murderer is. We have to find out. Also, it's the first case where our client is a very ugly dude. I think I should probably check out the scene of the murder. You haven't checked the evidence? Well, I don't think I have any evidence on me right now. Can you blame an actor for sleeping on the set? It's hard work. Yeah, exactly. Right, Global Studios, I'll draw you a map. Let's go. I'm willing to bet $10 she asks for an autograph. Okay. Let's see. Let's show him my badge. Here, I see. Let me guess, this guy wasn't the top student in the improv class. Anything to examine here? Nah. Let's move. Bro was EP? I don't know what EP means. Studio main gate. October 16, Global Studios main gate. Wow! So this is where they make the Steel Samurai show. Awesome! Aren't you excited? Hey, you there! You want in? You gotta go through me. Oh, sorry. We're lawyers. Yeah, well, that's great. I'm security. This old bag, her name really fits her. Doesn't know what EP means. Maya was right. You're out of touch. Dude, I'm not 11. I don't know internet slang. Man, come on. Just tell me what it means. Oh. Don't tell me it's just sleepy with Sherlock's watch. Don't tell me EP is just sleepy with missing letters. Come on. That's so dumb. And it's my job to make sure that walkers like you stay out. Old hag. This is gonna be very interesting. Gawkers? Gawkers, sighters, tourists. I know the type. You heard about the incident and came to snoop around. Sherlock lacking wrist, bro? Oh, come on. Youth these days. Wait, where's the... what? I'm not pressing anything and the dialogue is moving. Oh, okay, she's just talking and talking. That was meant to be like that. Will I grow up to be like her? Please no. I do know, it's possible. Hey, listen, when you're being spoken to youths these days, what an annoying character. I hope she's the murderer. I really hope she's the... Bro, it's not the Scooby Rizzler we all thought he was. Man. Never pretended to be... I never pretended to be Scooby Rizzler, whatever that is. So what do you do here at the studios? At the Global Studios we make children's dreams come true. In fact, in my young days... No, you were a star? Only a little twinkle between the star here, I'm afraid, dearie. Wow. This place has really gone downhill, you know? But 10 years ago, now that was a studio of dreams. Hammer was a big star back then too. He was. I tried to think more internet slang like to troll you and I couldn't. Old Bag is a wonderful character? Okay. Hammer? The victim, the evil magistrate. He's been reduced to playing villains now. Not exactly the best material to work with. Will Powers. Can you tell me about Will Powers? Oh, if it was Austin Power, that would be funnier. He's not a bad kid, but don't be fooled by his mask. You wouldn't want him on the silver screen without it, believe me. She looks like a teacher from Hogwarts. Maybe. Little old laddies watching would lose their lunch. That's probably why he thought the Steel Samurai was his big chance. No one thought he was capable of doing what he did to poor Jack Hammer. We don't know for certain that Will Powers is guilty. Powers? Of course he's guilty. How do I know? I know everything, that's my job. Mr. Hammer. What kind of person was Jack Hammer? What kind of person? Oh, if I only knew. If you only knew. Jack Hammer will live on in many hearts as the ultimate action hero. He was simply dashing in the Dynamite Samurai series. So she's just a fan of the other dude. Should I have heard of that? But there was an accident during filming 5 years ago. Ooh. He got an unlucky break after that. Reduced to playing the villain on a children's program. What's more, I heard they were paying him peanuts. It's enough to make you cry. Reasons of suspicion. Why are you certain that Mr. Power is the killer? I was standing right here yesterday was. I was here from 1 in the afternoon to 5 when they found the body. Now the studio where the murder took place is to the left of here. So if you want to go to the studio, you have to pass by me. Only one person went by between 1 and 2:30 when the murder took place. And that person was Mr. Powers? Yes, I saw him. But Mr. Powers says he was sleeping in his dressing room. Oh, I'm sure he would say that. He's no fool. But he's the only one that walked by. He's the killer, you can bet your biscuits on it. Isn't about time for you to be heading home? There is nothing to see here, move along. I'm pretty sure that this old hag wants Powers to be guilty because she was mad that he was the star and not Hammer. This took way bigger Big Major May and gave us the small childish Maya. I won't forgive them. Yeah. Actually, we are here at Mr. Powers' request. I thought you were suspicious looking. Show me a letter of requests. And maybe I'll just let you in. This lady thinks she owns the place, obviously. Let's see. Okay, let's go back to the detention center. Tell the dude. Mia? How was the studio? They all think I did it, don't they? No, not at all. Isn't that right, Nick? Right, not at all. At worst, you are a suspect. Sniff. Okay, dude. The security lady. How about the security guard at the main gate to the studio? Oh, the security lady? She's terrible. She called me suspicious looking. Gonna help? Konoka help? Yeah. This is a case for Konoka. Yes, she said the same thing to me before. Take off that mask, were her words, I believe. She sucks up to all the big wigs at the studio. But let her see you stumble once and she'll never let you up on. She got some nerve. Don't you think you could write a formal letter requesting my representation? Of course. Okay, perfect. Now let me talk about his alibi. Mr. Powers, aren't you hiding anything from me, are you? What? No, I'd never do that. Earlier you said that you were sleeping in your dressing room after lunch. Yes, like a baby. But the security lady says that she saw you that day. She says that she saw you heading towards the scene of the crime. What? That's not possible. I really don't know what to say. I was sleeping, I promise. Austin Power, please. If you want me to help you, you have to tell me the truth. I'm new to this lawyer business and I need every advantage I can get. I know, I'm sorry. But I swear to you, on my mama's grave, I was sleeping. Maybe the security lady only thought it was me. She's lying. What did she see? He doesn't seem to be lying. Okay, back to the studio. Present. It's over? No, what are you talking about? Look at this. Yes, I recognize the bold, childish scroll. To think he would entrust his fate to youths of such unreliable appearance. Really? Present your badge? Really? Anyway, you may pass, but only left from here, towards the studio. Not going to the right, that's the employees' area. No one is allowed inside, pal, were my instructions. The good detective told me himself. Hey, Nick. Huh? There were maps in the security guard station. Not bad. Those are 50 cents a piece, thank you. Well, time to go, Nick. 50 cents. This old lady is so angry. What's that? You giving that to me? Absolutely not. Talk. Okay, no new trees. No new trees. Studio 1 outside. October 16, Studio 1 entrance. We found Richard again. Hello, Richard. Hey, aren't you that murderer from that other day? Is that confused detective? Hey, pal, you know Prosecutor Edgeworth is all upset and it's your fault. I saw him sipping tea and staring gloomily out of the window. Well, that's good. That fits that bastard. We defeated that Edgeworth asshole. And now we are going to defeat you, motherfucker. If he's depressed, it's all your fault for doing sloppy detective work. Detective Richard? He took an L and he took an L, so it's normal he could be like that. Serves him right? Yes. We are just the best. We are just the best. I think you hurt his feelings. Let's go, Maya. Yeah, Maya is... She's defending us, which is really weird. Oh no, I'm sorry. Well, I think his feelings are really hurt. You're right, pal. It's all my fault. I can't blame others all I want, but I know the truth in my heart. Aw, don't take it so hard. There is always the next case. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Hey, what exactly are you two doing here? Well, we're on this case too, pal. Hey, you can just go around saying pal like that. That's my endearing character trait. I'd say his character alright. Okay, let's talk with Mr. Richard. So, how's your investigation going, detective? Well, it is. Hey, I can't tell you that, pal. Nick. Maybe you need a little more indirect questions, you know? Right, so detective, mind if I take a look at what you got? What I got? The autopsy report, the latest version, if you please. Right. Sorry about what happened last time, pal. Okay. Autopsy record added to the court record. Okay, we're starting to get the stuff. The reason for the arrest. Why was Mr. Powers arrested? Simple, pal. The murder took place right over there in Studio 1. Now the victim entered Studio 1 at approximately 1 p.m. At that time, there was no other than the victim in the studio. According to the autopsy report, the death was at 2:30 p.m. Only one person went to the studio between 1 and 2. And that person was none other than Mr. Willpower. No one else, pal. If you think I'm lying, ask the security lady at the main gate. Why does this guy breathe so heavily? Have you guys noticed that too? Mr. Richard is always breathing heavy. It's really weird. Anyone would you think that Powers did it with? Anyone would think that Powers did it with that kind of evidence. Thanks for cheering me up. The security lady. About the security lady. Oh, that sweet old lady. What a charmer. Well, that was not our experience, guys. He's an anxious boy. Maybe. What are you talking about? When I showed her my badge, she gave me a donut and coffee. Remember that Powers said she's a sucker for authority. She even gave me a piece of valuable evidence. What? Okay guys, I want to know why DK What? Why DKD? That rich pink hair guy killed our dear... Ah! Because he was a bastard. He killed Mia because he was a bastard. Mia had the evidence to put him behind the bars, and he killed. Yeah. I got it after I finished reading. Because he was a bastard. Decisive evidence. What kind of evidence? Well, a photo. The photo of the steel samurai heading towards the scene of the crime. Yeah, the key is right under the eye, so I got it after I finished reading. See the camera up on the gate? The gate? You mean the one with the welcome sign? Yeah, whenever someone walks by, that camera automatically snaps a photo of them. Ooh, oh no! Nick, he has evidence, we're finished! Dude, Maya is like how's that thing called? That kids game in the parks that one goes up and down. What's the name of that playground artifact, object, whatever you wanna call it? The seesaw, yeah. She's like a seesaw, she's so up and down. What's wrong, pal? You seem down. Don't look so happy when you say that. Maya funny? Yeah, she's really funny. But she was more funny when she was being possessed by Mia. I don't know, I think everyone can agree to that. She had more power in her. We would like to ask the employees. Here are some questions. Sure thing, pal. Go wherever you like. Of course, you're not going to find any clues I haven't already. Ha ha ha! I'm glad. Someone around here seems to be enjoying themselves. Nick, let's go. We got a free pass to the place. Now's our chance to get things out. I like her bangs. Let's see. Is there anything I can present? Okay. I agree. I want to power Maya. Yeah. Power up Maya is on another level. I'm a little bush. Maybe I'll take a rest here. Hey, good idea, pal. Ooh, I had a good idea. Detective, aren't you in a case? Well, yeah, but hey, us detectives get tired of standing around too, pal. Maya is so angry. The studio mascot. I guess it's a monkey of some kind, but what kind of monkey has a nose like that? He's holding a sign in his hand. Poor Gumshoe, yeah. Right to the Studio 1, left to Studio 2. What's up with that thing? Oh, the wind was pretty strong yesterday and the head broke off. It took the tree down with it. Let's see, is there anything else? Hey, there's a camera here. That's the security camera that takes photos of people. All you have to do is look at the data and you can see who went there. There's a number plate on the camera, ST1307. That must be the camera ID number. Ooh. There is a big welcome sign above the path. Yeah, apparently the studio's fallen on thought times. I don't know how to pronounce that. They've started letting people in on days they are not filming. Remember that number? I will not, don't worry. I will write it down on a piece of paper. It was 307, right? 307. Tough times? Thank you. Oh yeah, and what a perfect timing with the studio mascot down from the count. Just what was that supposed to mean, pal? Sherlock forgot the numbers ASAP. You guys know my memory is really faulty sometimes. Like really faulty. The entrance to Studio 1. This is where they found Jack Hammer's body. Let's go in and check, Nick. Hey, it's locked. Looks like you need a card key to get in. Makes sense that they wouldn't want to keep the non-employees out. They would want to keep the non-employees out. Okay, let's move. Hey Nick, look! That's the security lady in the guard station, stuffing her face with donuts. I guess all cops like their donuts. Yeah, they are soft enough. She doesn't need teeth to chew them. Hey you! Well, are you satisfied? Powers is guilty yet? This lady really wants Powers to be guilty. She had to make my life harder giving that photo to Detective Gumshoe. Photographic proof. Why didn't you tell us about the security photo, ma'am? Oh, that? I just thought it would be more thrilling to talk with the detective himself. These things are important, you know. Oh, just to the left. There is a gate with the camera that took that photo. My job is to check the photos every day, you see. The reason for suspicion. This guard station is in a central position. No matter where you go here, you pass by my station first. Now, poor Hammer went to the studio just before 1. The murder happened right around 2:30, you see. The only one I see go through between 1 and 2:30 was Power. The security camera got a good look at him too. If he's not the one who did it, I don't know who it is. Maybe it was you? Good one, Sonny. So she thinks I was joking. Mr. Hammer. Was the victim, Mr. Hammer, a popular actor? Oh, he was the biggest star in the studio. Was past tense. Oh yes, he was great as the bearded samurai. That too, yes. He shone the brightest back in the day. Making a star like him play the evil magistrate is a disgrace, I'll tell you. Hammer took it pretty hard, and who can blame him? Automatic camera. About the security camera. Oh yes, the camera. It's automatic. I can tell when someone walks through the gate, you see? Then it snaps a photo. Apparently it records the time when it takes the picture too. But I don't bother myself with those details. I just view all the photos on the counter and on the computer over there in the security guard station. I check them every day before I go home. Let's present. No. Oh yeah. Let's show her the autopsy. What's that? You giving that to me? Absolutely not. Okay. Examine the computer. The computer runs the security cameras. No touching. An overhead map of the studio. Right from here, the employee area. To the left, the actual film studios. A van. Looks like a studio van. They used to call children with candy into them. They probably use it to carry around film equipment. I'm gonna take a page from the book of a YouTuber I watch from time to time and say the magic words to call people attention. Jiggle physics. There was a big scene here yesterday with onlookers pressing against the gate. Okay, let's move. Let me try going back here. Talk to this dude. No. No. Oh, Detective Gumshoe. What's down the path to the left? It looks like a tree fell down over the path. Yeah, that way was kind of dangerous. You should stay out, pal. There is nothing down there anyway. That's where the Studio 2 used to be. They tell me. Then they don't use it now, though. Okay, let me go back to the detention center. Oh, nice. I nailed it. October 16, detention center. Visitor's room. Jiggle physics are broken since day one. Humanity, yeah. True. Apparently they have Mr. Powers in questioning. Right. Look, pal, that camera takes a picture automatically whenever someone walks by. And it took a picture of Will Powers. I have to ask him about that photograph. Oh well, let's try again later. Okay, let's go to my office. October 16, Wright & Co. Law Offices. What's going on, Nick? Powers said he was sleeping in his dressing room. But now there is a photo of him going to the studio. Don't look at me. How should I know? Maya makes really funny faces. You were supposed to visit the employees area actually? I couldn't. It was not in my move options before. Maybe now. But since we are here, let me talk to Maya. What to do? What to do? What do you think? The photo the detective was talking about is the problem here. Well, that's hard to say without seeing the actual photo ourselves. But if it's Powers in that photo, his alibi is shot. You just unlocked? Okay. Photographic proof. Only one person went to the scene of the crime before the murder took place. And there is a photograph to prove it. I guess it makes sense that that person is the killer. What do you think, Nick? Maybe there was someone else that could have gone to the scene other than Powers. Let's take a look. Maybe the security lady missed someone. One thing's for sure. If there are any clues, they'll be in the studio. Okay, back to the studio. Let's talk with her again. No. Let's move. Employee area. Perfect, now I can go. October 16, Global Studios, employee area. Nick! This is where they do all the behind the scenes stuff. Hey, look! There is Powers' dressing room. No one's here this soon after all the murder, I guess. Let's take a look around. Examine. A window into the dressing room. The glass is frosted so I can see inside. There is a sign by the door. Will Powers, it must need to be the star and have your own dressing room. The door is not locked. Hey Nick, let's take a look inside. Maybe I can find something as a souvenir. What do you mean find? You never know, there might be something like a samurai spear. Almost midnight here, so good night everyone. Good night, Parwa, don't worry, we have 7 minutes left anyway, so have a good night. And I'll see you next week, Parwa. Have a good night. We don't need a spear. That's the murder weapon, for crying out loud. Let's see, cola, candy, chips, gum, it's so normal. I was expecting some cool snacks or something, popcorn at least. Wait, look, samurai soda. Nick, try this. Ladies first. Okay, that must be the storage room. That's where they keep all the filming equipment. You know a lot about the industry. What else could they keep in a filming studio? Let's see, the remains of yesterday's lunch scattered around. Everyone was probably too choked to clean up. There was a T-bone on one of the steaks, minus one of the plates minus the steak. T-bone steak. That would have hit the spot. You just had a burger. Yeah, but I have a second stomach for steaks. What? Move into the dressing room. October 16, Global Studios, dressing room. Time for the extreme today. It is so great and you are significantly upgrading as a content creator. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm doing my best. And I'm glad that you enjoyed it. And I hope that future streams can also provide good value. Power's dressing room. So this is where he was sleeping. Or at least, this is where he claims he was sleeping. No one actually saw him taking a nap, did they? Hope you get back better and see you guys next week. Thank you. I'm working on it, so hopefully it will be over soon. See you next week, Parwa. Right, and there was a picture of him near the crime scene. I hope he's telling the truth, for his sake. Examine. Looks like someone was sleeping here. Maybe Powers did take a nap yesterday here. There is some regular suits in among the costumes here. Those must be his own clothes. It's fun to wear the costumes. It'd be fun to wear one of the costumes. I'd say you were already one. Okay. There is a bunch of snacks on the table. They must have given this to the employees. Some tea and cookies. Nick, I'm hungry. You just had a burger. Yeah, but I have a separate stomach for sweets. How many stomachs does this girl have? That's a good question. This must be Power's bag. Hey, don't open that. Look, an employee card key. That must be Powers. That proves he didn't go there because his employee card is in the bag. So how could he access the studio without the card? So that confirms his alibi. Alibi. I don't know how to say it. It says Studio 1. Let's take it, Nick. Borrow it, you mean borrow. Card key added to court record. Yeah, but we're still checking the bag. I wonder what else is inside. Stop that. My partner is a thief in training. There is a vast array of cosmetics here. Oh, this is the wiki used for Samurai Boogie Woogie. Samurai Boogie Woogie. What the... Nick, try this on. No. And how can you tell the name of a show just by looking at the wig? I kinda like samurai movies. Kinda? He could never... He could gone and the door was open already, maybe. You're being Edgeworth. Martin, you're being Edgeworth. Guilty verdict. They always have mirrors like this in dressing rooms. I see my hair is still nice and spiky, just how I like it. Yeah, I was a porcupine when I was a kid too. I had very spiky hair. Lol. Maya is funny, I will say that. Yeah, she's really funny. Let's see, is anything else here? No. Let's move to the employee area. Then we move to the studio main gate. Then we move to outside the Studio 1. And then we move. And then we examine the door. Let's go in, Nick, and check it out. It opened. Okay, check the table. I did check the table. I mean... okay. Just... You see, I already did it. There is nothing else to check. He has his fab box, his to slide the scene. Can you slide the scene? How can I slide the scene? I'm pressing every key. There is no sliding. Where are the controls? Oh, wait a second. Let me check how to slide the scene. Where are controls? Move the cursor. Pause, press, open, skip, hold it. There is no sliding. It's over, Powers is guilty. There is no sliding. Nope, no scene sliding. I'm pressing every... It's an arrow that shows only when you can. Okay, so there was no sliding. I was being scammed here. I'm in the employee area. There is no sliding. I'm in the employee area and there is nothing here. I don't know, Black Lockhart, what do you want me to check here? It's a button. I'm pressing. Why is it working now? How did I do that? Oh, okay. Yeah. The metal gate on the drain here has been taken off. That's a pretty big drain. A kid could fit through. Yeah, if you snook in that, you wouldn't have to pay at the gate. If you want to leave that way, be my guest. Right. Hey, I'm not a kid. There is a half-finished backdrop stage. Looks like a castle. Wait, a bicycle. Oh! Guys, I just realized. It's time for us to save. Because it's been 2 hours. And it's time for me to end the stream, otherwise I'm going to be late for the stuff I have to do. So, as always, thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed my half-ass presentation to answer your questions. And yeah, let's see if we can do one Ask Sherlock per month, maybe once every month. That would be fun, because doing it every week could get a little bit repetitive, but doing it monthly could be cool. Also, next week we have the anniversary, so that's going to be a lot by itself. The week after the anniversary, I may not be able to stream on Saturday because I have to go out of town to go to a medical appointment. But that is subject to change, so I'll keep you updated. But with that said, thanks everyone, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.